Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Wish You Were Beer Show. This is a live weekly beer review show that we do every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time here on YouTube. We also stream it through Twitter and Facebook as well. So if you use those platforms, make sure you find us and follow us on those. We also have an Instagram as well. Make sure you find us and follow us there. Please like and subscribe to everything that we ever
Just
do.
like us. Just like
please.
us.
God damn it. I'm a middle child. If you could like me, that would mean so much to me. Other than that, thanks for stopping by. If you go down to the About section, you can find all the information that you need, either about the show, about our individual social medias, the show social media. Ooh, that was like a Sally selling seashells one there.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
I was impressed you nailed the second part of that.
Yeah. I really had to think about it, though, for the record. But if you go in the About section, that's got all the information about the social medias for the show. You can find our Untappd handles for the show individually, which Untappd is a social beer drinking app that we use here on the show to rate and check in our beers. So if you're not on Untappd, check that out. Follow along with us. See how much beer we drink before noon. It's a blast. Other than that, I'm going to jump right into this show because I'm Daniel, this is Tiffany, and that's Phil, like always. But Phil, you're back in the murder house.
I am the murder
so
garage.
excited.
I know. I'm thrilled to be back in the murder house. You know,
I was tired of all that sunny beach weather.
So cheerful and happy. I miss the screams.
That makes
You know what else I also missed? I missed this show at 5 o'clock for me. That's what I really missed. Like, it's still sunny out, as you can tell from the murder window.
From the taped over window, like it's just covered in tarp. Luckily, it's clear tarp, so you can tell what's day and night. That's nice.
It's hard to keep that thing clean. I'll tell you that.
Good Lord, with the blood.
But I Patrick Bateman this whole room. We're good to go. And look, a beer mug.
Glass.
I'm back home where I have beer glasses. I'm very excited.
I love it.
Very excited.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Phil has been in St. Martin for the past 3 months, and where he was staying, and apparently very difficult to find on the island, was a decent beer glass. Are you just...
Check it out.
Yeah,
Wish you were a beer, St. Martin.
I see it now. I was too distracted by your nipple.
I know. It's cold in this murder room. You got to keep it cold in here.
You're just over 30 as a man.
That's normal.
Yeah. Sorry.
But so Phil was in St. Martin, and apparently there were no beer glasses to be had on the island. So the past 87 shows, he's been drinking out of whatever he could find in the apartment he was staying in. Sometimes it was a wine glass. Sometimes it was like a shooter mimosa glass.
You should have done anything but a glass night where you just...
I should have.
Just
drank out of a boot. No.
Don't worry, though. I did bring home some stuff I'm going to magically make appear at your place.
God, I love it. I cannot wait to drink a Rude Boy. You have no idea how excited I am to try this fucking Rude Boy drink that we've heard about.
Which one are you going to go first? You going to go premium? You going to go mango or regular?
Obviously, you start high and work your way back.
Smart.
Because once you've had premium, who cares what you're drinking after that? It's all going to taste like garbage anyway.
I don't know. It might just be a eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Just
catch a Rude Boy by his toe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is my favorite ska song, by the way.
That makes sense.
So when did you actually get back, Phil?
So I got back last night around 1 a.m.
Oh, good
Lord.
Lord.
That's this morning.
That's this morning, yeah.
Yeah. It was the flight from there to New York wasn't bad, and then New York to LA was long.
Yeah.
And but that's part of it. Not complaining.
No, it sounded a little bit like complaining.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounded a little indignant and complaining.
There's a little bit of complaining. Yeah, it was pretty uncomfortable. I didn't sleep much, so I'm pretty exhausted right now. But I'm excited for the show, and excited to it was weird to set everything back up again here.
Yeah.
As you see, I did so much.
Yeah.
So I really made sure it was nice. I'm sitting
had to hang
boxes.
those mini blinds. Yeah, it was a big day for you.
A lot of work today. So
Hope you didn't have to hand turn the screws. I hope you had a power drill at least. Ooh, you're probably sore.
Yeah. Very sore. I came back though, and I thought my first beer should be a California beer, so I'm drinking this 818
Okay.
called Matador Red. It's got kind
Nice.
of a cool
That's
design
okay.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice little amber ale. It's pretty good. It's from Canoga Park, California. So I was like, you know what? Let's drink a California beer. Enough of the rude boys. Let's get
Ugh.
back into it.
Said no one ever.
Yeah, I know. I still wanted a rude boy.
I know. I found
It would have woken me up while doing
Right.
the show. I mean,
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a IPA from Conehead. They're out of Vermont. I found this at the store today. And the nice part is it's a 5.7er, which
Is that the name of it?
wonderful.
Yeah, Zero
5.7.
Gravity.
Zero
is
Gravity is the
the
brewery.
brewery.
Conehead's the beer.
That's the name of it. Okay.
Right.
Got it.
I think the way you phrased it, at least I heard it, that you were saying it was from Conehead.
Oh, no, I got you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
probably did phrase it wrong.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out on
Yes.
live television.
It's fine. All good. I see Dave from Beer in Front. He's here.
Ah. Dave, thanks for stopping by, buddy. So for those of you that don't know, Beer in Front is a wonderful podcast by Dave, and he is out of Chicago and has an amazing podcast voice.
I know.
If you
Oh
just
my
listen,
God.
it's crazy.
Dave, I need you to record like literally anything because it is like the most soothing voice that I'm like, this is like your like nighttime podcast that you're like, oh, okay, I'm
Man,
I
nice
need to
sleep.
sleep. So
that being said, though, we're actually Tiffany and I are gonna do a beer with Dave. I think we're gonna record it next week. So here in the upcoming week plus or so, we'll be on Dave's episode, which will just make him sound terrible when me and Tiffany start chiming in.
oh no, it'll make him sound better. They'll be like, wow, these two podcast voices. You guys are much better on camera.
Yeah, right.
Even that is a stretch.
So it should be fun though. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it. Dave says, send over the transcripts. Please don't encourage this, Dave. Tiffany will make you say weird shit.
I will
Trust
not.
me.
No, just
We should have Dave do a voiceover for our show, like commercial, if we ever make one.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. We'd have to pay him for that though, and that's now we're getting into a different world.
we'll just
That's
send
true.
lots of beer.
We'll send lots of beer. That's it. Yeah, like a 30 rack. I'm okay with it.
Natty Ice, of course, but a 30 rack.
I was like,
Naturally.
Narragansett. Did they sell the 30 racks of Narragansett at
Oh yeah,
at Early Birds?
Yeah. So there's a local bottle shop by us in Becosin that's relatively newer, and they're younger guys born and raised in Becosin, which is where my work office is. And they opened this like craft beer bottle shop in a Waterman town, and so it's a blast because they have like an amazing selection. They're sourcing stuff from all over, but they still sell 30 racks of Narragansett in there just because the demographic requires it. And I was like, I love it.
I mean,
Yeah.
they were like, we bought it. We had a pallet of it like when we first opened, and it was gone.
Yeah.
I
Like-
love the idea of the person who goes into like a craft beer store.
Yeah.
It's like, Gansett, give it to me.
Well, you know what they did though? They probably bought like a single 16-ounce can of like, yeah, I'll try this other lager, but I'll take a 30 rack as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can you
I
get
mean-
30 racks of that anywhere, like in the
Yeah,
stores? Oh, okay.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I just have never seen it.
Only at like Costco or something, which they're
It's always good to have like the go-to beer in your fridge
Yep.
too. So
PBR.
yeah,
it's nice. Yeah, like I always have like something of PBR in my fridge, and
Miller,
just,
Miller High Life for me because I'm
It'd be
fancy.
really nice
Class-
if we
you're
had
real
the
classy.
same favorite cheap beer, but we don't.
No, it's really nice that I have a different favorite beer because I can just drink 30 of them and I don't have to worry about like somebody drank my beer.
Yeah, but then you drink all my PBR, and I go, "Hey, somebody drank all my beer."
I like
that's
beer.
true.
Man.
Yeah, it's a real problem.
That is a problem. We're gonna figure it out one day.
I not hold my breath. All right.
What the hell are we doing tonight?
Yeah.
Please,
I don't
somebody
even know anymore.
Somebody who's not jet lagged and slept more than 3 hours.
I know you guys are gonna have to step this up a little bit. I'm trying here. But
Oh, challenge
it's hard
accepted.
enough just to
I
sit
did
up
step
right
it up.
above it.
I helped make the slides.
Oh, right. That's true.
I did step it up already. So
Okay.
Well,
there's that.
I'm going to show the thumbnail for this because I love Tiffany's face. This is what we're drinking.
I love it. So we are drinking Chaos Gose. It's from Alewife Brewing, which is out of Sunnyside, New York, according to their listing.
The sunny side of New York.
No, it just says Sunnyside, New York, which I assume is in.
Well, it's in Queens.
It's in Queens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I should know this.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you should 100% know this.
I'm pretty sure.
Let's take a look at the brewery. It'll show the map, and then we'll figure out where it is. How
I
about
like
that?
this.
All right,
Yeah,
let's check
it's
this out.
Queens.
Let's see what Alewife looks like on the inside.
Yeah.
We were both right.
Yeah, I was digging
Sunnyside, Queens.
I was digging that track though. Whatever that music was, that was.
Ew, I felt that one today.
Yeah. That's baby making Alewife music right there, bro.
Okay.
No, I dug the inside of it. It reminds me a lot of a brewery close to us, like with that industrial, some of like the green coloring like that.
That's really weird because when I was organizing those photos, I was like, this looks like a brewery I've been to before. And
Yeah.
so I'm wondering if it's the same one you're thinking of.
It is. Yes, it's Coastal Fermentory. You went there with us. Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
that looks a lot like Coastal.
Yep.
You were drinking a lot at that point.
Yeah, I was gonna say
in the
there was a
day.
college party there, and you were doing some
I
drinking.
remember.
Yeah.
We had to drag you
Yeah.
out of there going, oh, Phil, no.
I remember because no one was talking to me. So that's how I know I'm at a college party.
We were very old.
Yes.
And we're not really, like, I don't really consider us that old.
We
but
were old enough to be the oldest people in that group, and that was plenty.
I mean, I think there might have
Yeah.
been some other old people, but I felt like I was like, oh, sweetheart, no, you'll figure it out. It'll be okay.
So
Baby.
Have we had a Gose yet?
I don't
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
We've
that's
done a bunch of sours, but we haven't done Gose. And
Right.
I'll be honest, I kind of don't know the difference. So I'm looking forward to the two of you.
that's
How
fair.
it
I
is.
was talking to somebody today who's familiar with the show, and I was like, I'm kind of excited to have a Gose because I don't think Phil knows much about it, which is
No.
always my favorite because you're gonna try it and either be like, what the hell is this, or I love this and I don't know why yet. So I'm always excited.
I've had them before, but
Right.
I've never actually done the thought process while drinking it. So I am
I
looking
got
forward to kind of try to figure out what's going on. I do know like it is kind of soury. I do know that. But I'm sure in the trivia we're gonna learn the difference between a Gose and a sour.
What do you mean trivia?
I
Oh,
don't- I don't
history
know.
and facts, I think is what you're looking for.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you just gonna? Oh, you're back.
What
It's-
happened?
Yeah, it's just you again, Phil. You didn't play the slide.
I totally played the slide. It
Nope,
didn't play. It
for
played on
half
my
a
end.
second, and then you went like this, chuckle.
It was played on my end. Should I do it again just to see
Yeah,
if it
you
works?
100. Welcome back, stateside, Phil. It played for like a half a second on our end, and
I
then-
could hear you talking the whole time, but it was playing on my end. So I don't know
Oh,
what's going
nice.
on over here.
I
Yeah.
love it.
We'll have to
Alright.
watch the live and see what happened. Or someone can tell us in the
Yeah,
comments.
no.
Vero says it was playing.
Yeah,
so...
Vero says it was playing, but it was weird that you could hear us still because normally it gets muted out.
Yeah, we all get
Yeah.
muted.
All right.
Yeah, you guys were saying some really mean things, which I didn't realize you said every time I played those.
Oh
So,
yeah, good lord.
Yeah,
you
pretty
should hear
much.
if you could record the audio from every show.
a little
it
hurt
gets
over
rough.
here, but it's fine. I'll make it.
So for those of you unfamiliar with the show, this is the portion of the show where we do a little bit of history and facts, so to speak, but we do it in the form of trivia. So if you're logged in through YouTube or Twitter, you can actually comment along. So make sure you play trivia with us. We'll give it a couple of seconds after each question so that you have an opportunity to chime in. There's a little bit of a delay, so don't cuss at us if you're like, wow, you didn't give me enough time to say C. It's not that serious. It's just for fun.
It's pretty
So,
serious.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched any of our shows, typically I'm really good at it. Vero loses a lot because I
Gosh,
don't
Vera's
even
the
know if
worst.
she tries anymore at this point.
Oh,
So
okay.
we'll see how it goes this time. But let's do question 1.
And you are a liar.
Yes, I am.
True or false? Alewife started as an experimental garage brewing project with a white elephant gifted brewing kit.
I feel
This sounds like it would be true.
well. I feel like we've had this question before.
I don't know how.
'Cause
we-
it
I
was-
feel like you have put this in here before with the exact same question.
But was it true that time? I don't
Oh,
We
know.
man.
talked about it at some point, and I think the gift was the Mr. Beer. I don't know if you guys have ever done the Mr. Beer.
Yeah,
That's just the worst.
yeah.
Although now we've lost sponsorship. So
Yeah, good job. Our one sponsor.
sorry, Mr. Beer. Looks like we're going to Mrs. Beer now.
Plus, it's 2022. Can we just call you beer
Yeah.
instead of attaching your sexuality to it? Ugh.
It should be the they them beer. You know, that's
Can you imagine the packaging? All right. I'm actually with Vero on this one because I think this is a repeat question that Tiffany ran out of time on.
she just saves them all somewhere and just like, yep, throw it in.
Yep. Oh,
Copy
yeah, we've
paste.
done this before. I'm gonna say
Senor Beer.
I'm gonna say
That's
false.
also a Mr. Beer. It's weird.
I think maybe
For
it
the
did
record.
start with a white elephant gift that got them interested in it, but it wasn't like a garage brewing project. Like they didn't actually start a business like we're brewing small in our garage and then went. I think they got the white elephant gift that was a brewing kit. They played around with it for like a year and then just full blown started a brewery, if I had to guess.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go just true on this. That's it.
You don't have a
That's
whole
a wrap.
backstory like Daniel?
Yeah.
I got no full backstory. I'm just going against Daniel.
Listen,
and
if I'm
Vera.
going to be wrong or right, I'm at least going to explain myself.
Okay. But it'd be nice if maybe you did that in real life.
Oh, good Lord, no.
It's false. So Alewife started as a Long Island City bar in 2011, and it was owned by 2 brothers, but they also ran 3 other bars in Manhattan. So because there's a 3-tiered governing system of the state of alcohol in New York, you can't have a single ownership in all 3 of the tiers, which is production, distribution, and retail. It's prohibited. So they had to sell their bars in order to open the brewery as a production place. The only exception is if you have like a brew pub, which
Right.
is both.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so they started in 2011, and
Is that a
just,
trivia question later?
nope.
Okay.
And it was just immediately went from having their own restaurant to brewing the beer,
Cool.
and they kept the Alewife was one of the bars, so they just kept that same location. They did like a cool announcement of like showing some of the brewery equipment that had been delivered, and they're like, "Coming soon, beer."
Nice.
Coming soon, beer. You're already a bar. Like, I don't understand.
Now only beer.
I love it.
Go get your gin elsewhere,
Right.
Samantha. Oh. Who did Alewife contract brew with before they opened their own brewery?
Mm.
So Brooklyn Brewery, Torch and Crown, or other half?
I want it to be Torch and Crown, so I'm going to say Torch and Crown. B.
I don't think Torch and Crown because if they're saying they opened 2014, didn't Torch and Crown not open till like 2018?
Oh, yeah, you might be right. If that's the case, it's got to be Brooklyn then. If it's that far back.
My guess would be Brooklyn, yeah, as well.
Yeah.
Well, they started
feel-
in 2011 was their bar.
2011 was their bar, but contract brewing, they had to have the brewery open by then.
Yeah, I don't think I said what time when they opened. That was the
Yeah.
four of them.
Oh, so that could have been 2 years ago. then,
yeah,
this
could have
one.
been 2 years.
Good. It is Torch and Crown.
Ooh.
Barrow already chimed in, and I'm damn right. I don't know why I don't go with my gut.
Because usually your gut is wrong.
Yeah, well, unless they eat Taco Bell, and then it's always right.
Oh,
That is crazy. I'm thinking Brooklyn Brewery is still on this one. I Torch and Crown seems too soon. I feel like Alewife's been around longer, but maybe I just started hearing about them a few years ago. So.
But they could have just been contract brewing with Torch and Crown, even when they were open, but they were contract brewing because they didn't have space.
maybe you
They
heard of the
didn't-
bar and not the brewery.
This is true.
I'm sticking to it.
Andy says, "I'm just saying what everybody's thinking." think Vero's cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start making like a disclaimer, like no phones, no Google, just our screen up while you do this. If I catch you on your phone, you're out. All right,
We're gonna have to have everyone on screen at all times. We're gonna see them.
God, could you imagine?
It's like isn't that like the way they're doing like the SATs and stuff now? Like you gotta like have you're sharing your own screen on your computer and like you're also on camera.
I don't know. They didn't make me take them again. Did
Yeah.
they make you take them recently? That's weird.
No. I just remember reading it about something, and I thought it was SATs.
Okay.
It is Torch and Crown.
Damn.
So they used their Bronx facility to brew large batches while they're getting their brewery up for production levels.
That makes sense. Do you remember what barrel system Torch and Crown works on?
30.
Is it 30 barrels?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. I hope so because they're obviously watching.
Well, the 60 barrel is huge.
I mean,
that's like
the 90 barrels.
90s are the huge
60s,
ones.
like in between. That's a pretty decent size setup.
I
But
still thought it was a third. All right.
90 is bigger than 60.
It is.
Okay. Just make sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I didn't do very well on the SATs, so.
Well, good news. You can take them again under the watchful eye of the government, apparently. How am I doing, Papa Biden?
Look, Andrew says yes, and kids are still cheating by putting Post-its on their monitors. That's actually really smart.
Oh, it's brilliant.
That is brilliant. I don't know why.
Actually, not even brilliant. That's just like normal. Like that's.
I was going to say that's like normal
cheating.
cheating. We've actually.
I'd have a whiteboard behind my computer with everything on.
That's so easy.
That's even smarter. I don't think I've thought of any of these things, but then again, I just literally my job is researching other people's opinions and regurgitating them with my own opinion interjected.
Ah.
Oh, well, thanks for info, Vero.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Now you do know.
Now I know. I don't think that was a trivia question at the time when we did a Torch and Crown beer.
No, I don't think so.
So I'm not expected to know things that weren't on the trivia.
Okay.
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 Am I expected to know things that were on the trivia? That concerns me a great deal.
You have to remember everything.
I don't remember what I did last week.
You should have Post-its around your computer.
There is some Post-its behind our computer, but it's mainly just doodles that I made that cheer me up.
True or false? Gose beers are brewed with salt and coriander.
Maybe this is what makes them a Gose and not a sour.
I should know this, and
so
I don't.
I'm going to go with true on this one.
Yeah, I think it's true as well, based off of the ones I drank. That sounds like it should work. Sounds like it should be a thing.
Okay.
So I am going to say true. Vero's going to say we'll talk. I think she's talking to Andy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, coriander is
Vero, you don't like coriander?
No.
I've never met a coriander that I didn't like.
Hey-oh. This is going to be one of those shows I don't remember it happening. I think that's where I'm at.
And what I love about it is you'll go back and watch it because you'll be like, what the fuck we do last week? Yeah. And then you'll be like, oh my God, we did this.
All right.
So everybody's going true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone is right.
I am fucking 3 for 3, y'all.
So in the same regard that like Pilsners are from Pilsen and Dortmunders are from Dortmund, Germany, Goses are from Goslar, Germany, and that's where the beer originates from, obviously. And much like some of the facts we've talked about with Pilsners, and I don't remember if we've had a Dortmunder on the show, but I've been recently looking into them.
For good reason.
Good reasons. Yes. That will be forthcoming.
Correct.
But the water in Goslar, there's like higher saline quality, they have saline qualities in the local water. And so it is a saltiness that's usually added it. So now if we're trying to recreate those beers, they throw in salt at the end of the boil, and they use coriander to complement the yeast expression to add like a brighter, cleaner, like lemony profile.
Why don't they throw salt at the beginning of the boil to speed up the process? That's what I do with spaghetti noodles.
So unlike most beers, which are made mostly from malted barley, Gose uses at least half of it as malted wheat.
Okay.
Wait, so every Gose has to have coriander in it?
Not necessarily.
I don't think so.
I think salt's probably the bigger one in that situation.
And coriander, is probably pretty common when it comes to Gose. But
I doubt there's probably not a lot of coriander in this one because it's the basil, lime. Like this is probably more salt in this one than anything else, if I had to guess. But we'll find out.
Maybe.
I guess. Hey, wait, what question was that?
It was 3.
That was 3. So
goddamn right it was.
Yep.
All right. So for those of you who have not had the pleasure of watching our show in the past, we open the beer after question 3 so that we have a little bit of time to try it and drink it before we decide to talk about it and tell you what it tastes like and rate it.
Right.
Because for those of you who drink beer, you'll know that sometimes the first sip is great or terrible, and then it either grows on you or you actually decide to start hating it.
Did you say grows on you?
Yeah.
Like it goes on you? Oh, God, that was so close to perfection.
There's a lot of sediment in this beer, which I enjoy seeing.
Me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Vero's going to love it.
Oh, it's going to be her favorite. I can already
Yeah.
tell.
All
All right.
Question, whatever this one is.
4.
The tartness of Gose beers comes from A, adding citrus like lemon or lime, or B, adding lactobacillus bacteria, or C, both A and B.
I think it's pure B. Just throw the bacteria in there.
This is weird.
No. I'm going with A and B. I'm going to go with C. So C here, not A and B. C. I think you got to do a little bit of both. There's an L in that word, Daniel.
Yeah, I know. There. Every time you say it, I'm like, God, I haven't heard both in a long time. I love it.
So you went with B, Vera went B,
Yep.
Phil went C.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting very thrown off by this beer, but I can't wait to talk about it.
I'm excited about it personally.
I know.
Okay.
It's okay. Like, let's get through this. We gotta keep learning.
All right. It is B. So the lactobacillus bacteria. Sorry, I couldn't remember what the other word was.
Doing
For some
great.
reason, I remembered lactobacillus.
Oh, perfect timing, Andy. Oh, yeah, that's the delay. Lies.
So originally Gose was a spontaneous fermented. So they would actually allow the yeast and bacteria in the air to inoculate it for the fermentation. And then when the barrel fermentation stopped, they'd pour it into long neck bottles that were left open. And as the second fermentation began, the active yeast would actually rise to the top of the bottle and form like a natural plug to like seal it off.
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
So these days it's top fermenting yeast, and then the addition of the lactobacillus bacteria is what does that. Like has that same additive, same stuff they put in like yogurts and kombucha and stuff. Cheese.
Okay.
That's it. Kombucha. Okay.
I put photos.
I was gonna say, are these photos for this question?
They are.
All right, here you go.
So I thought these were really cool because I'm a science nerdy person.
Thanks
and
for using very large text so we can read.
Yeah, it's very easy to read.
I'm sorry.
Mhm. No,
Yeah.
appreciate it.
What is this? Cake? Is everything cake now?
Well, I mean, Phil, you could have read through and been like, "Wow, Tiffany, you don't know what you're doing."
That's not how this works. You call me out on when I screw up. I'm calling you out now.
That's the point of the show.
Okay, so on the left, on the bottom of your screen, is beer in a petri dish with some of the colonies of yeast, how they're starting to form. And on the right-hand side, you'll see that they have a variant of like time going. And I thought it was a pretty cool, like on the far right, where you can kind of start seeing like the really big yeast bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
So these are both from an NPR article about yeast nerds basically trying to like recreate all these different bacterias, and they've perfected like 5 different ones for beer brewing. But anyway, the souring is actually makes it more resistant to alcohol and hops. So usually Gose beers, because they are highly like they have a lot of bacteria in it, they can't be too alcoholic because it'll actually kill the bacteria.
Right.
So usually Goses are light and like lower ABV.
Yeah, it's a lower ABV, which makes sense.
Yep. So fun stuff.
Yeah. What is this?
What?
A 4 point?
I think it's like a 5.
No, I think it's a 5.
4.5. 4.5.
I'm still not so sure how I.
This is a true story. Vera, way to take one for the team. We know this is your least favorite beer thus far, given all the ingredients that you dislike, and I apologize, but
But she picked it out. So
yeah, that's on you, boo.
anyone else watching the show want to pick out beer too? We'll happily accept it.
Yeah, but you
know.
better suck at trivia. I'm tired of getting my ass kicked. I'm one question away from a perfect trivia
Also,
score.
I've noticed not one question was the difference between sour and Gose, which, come on, trivia. Let's go.
I will talk about it
in the way that we've explained everything already. If you haven't picked up on some of the differences based off of our other shows, I fear you also don't pay attention.
True or false? Speaking of alewives,
I say that all the time.
Up until the 1500s, brewing was primarily women's work until a smear campaign accused women brewers of being witches.
I want this to be true. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to say true just because I want it to be, even if it ruins my whole perfect score. Because I can just see the 1700s of somebody going, "What do you mean you make alcohol? You're a woman."
Witch.
1700s is pretty late, actually.
No, we were doing that a lot up until the 1800s. Well, some of
they pressed me like this.
Right.
1990, I remember Daniel yelling that out a lot. So
yeah, we were in New York, so that makes sense. Also, hey Jack, glad you made it by, buddy. Jack.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, please, go ahead.
You talk about Jack for a minute.
No, you talk about
it. Let's all talk about Jack. It's the Wish You Were Jack show.
Now,
just Jack.
I think that's actually called You Don't Know Jack show. It's already been done. They could sue us.
All right. Well.
Oh, true story. Single ladies who supported themselves have always been suspect in society. Obviously.
Still are.
That's why I had to just convince this one, like, hey, listen, I just need you to move in.
Can you date me so that everyone doesn't think I'm obviously an OnlyFans model or stripper supporting myself?
I mean, my name is Tiffany.
True story.
I didn't really.
Phil agrees. Right. Tell me this is true.
It is true. Good. Look at you. 5 for 5.
Damn, I don't think Daniel's ever gone 5 for 5.
I don't think so either.
We have to start maybe keeping score and keeping a record going. I think that might be coming
We're already keeping tabs on the beer check-ins. I can't keep up on this much stuff, man.
You don't do any of it. What do you care?
Oh, I do so much of it behind the scenes. You don't even know.
Hold on, I have more.
Oh, a photo of some witches.
Photos. So once
Look
you
at those witches.
Look
So
at that coven.
So that is very traditional alewife outfits, which is actually where the traditional witch, whatever you comes from, because they had these hats and they just made them slightly pointier, and that was a witch hat. However, I couldn't sleep the other day, and I found out that 3,200-year-old Egyptian tablet on the right-hand side is actually a record of why people had missed work. The scorpion bit him, or they were brewing beer, or they
died,
or they were embalming the corpse of their whoever, or their mother or their daughter or their wife were bleeding.
How did you get all that out of just some scratches on a rock, though? That seems crazy.
I mean, I didn't personally read it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
However, I did read it from the museum's website, the whole transcript.
Oh, it said brewing beer. Okay. I was like, what does this have anything to do with what we're talking about? Now I see it. Okay.
Some enterprising women took this household skill to the market and they began selling beer. They wore these tall, pointy hats so that customers could see them in crowded marketplaces. They transported their brew in a cauldron, because they'd brew it there and then they'd just bring it and dish it out. And those who sold their beer out of stores had cats so they could keep the mice away from the grain.
Are you telling me that witches came?
I know. I am here. This is mind blowing me. I'm right there with you, Daniel.
Yes.
That Sabrina the Teenage Witch served beer at one point in my life. I'm calling Melissa Joan Hart today.
Okay. But anyway, by the 16th century, the Reformation, preached really strict gender
The
norms.
The Reformation?
Yeah, Reformation.
I thought you said Reformation.
Preached
'Cause that was different.
stricter gender norms, and they condemned witchcraft, meaning they were basically purging women from the workforce and forcing them into like regular household chores. And so male brewers saw this as an opportunity.
Is that where the broom came in late in the game?
And so to reduce their competition in the beer trade, the men accused the female brewers of being witches and that they were using their cauldrons to brew up magic potions instead of alcohol.
Yes, they are magic potions that make me forget about cutting grass.
So
this is like mind-blowing to me that witches are based off of female brewers.
Hold on.
For 2 seconds.
Oh,
Tiffany's
thank God.
gonna
She's
leave.
wearing pants for the first show
I
ever.
am. I would just like to point out
that Tiffany has a cross stitch that says "Smash the Patriarchy."
I made this.
Witch.
Which, right? When's the last time you pulled Melissa Joan Hart out in the conversation?
She comes up pretty often.
It's daily for me, dude.
Yeah, it's
like
either that or hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Hanging
Those
with
are
Mr.
our
Cooper.
two-
That has been multiple
Mark
episodes.
Cooper.
If
Melissa
you got a
Joan
transcript of every one of our episodes, I think hanging with Mr. Cooper gets brought up the most.
Hart. I think so as well.
Melissa Joan Hart is going to be number 2 in just a few minutes.
Trust me. In this theater, at least. A real Melissa Joan Hart thing. And that's fine.
But I promised you some like kind of what the difference is. And of course there's like a pop-up, so hold on. So the Gose, it has to do once again with like the barley and the wheat. And the coriander is definitely like its own thing when it comes to brewing the beers. And then the sours don't have this wild fermentation with the lactobacillus.
Okay.
So we're like, that's kind of its own thing as well.
So that's
Well, I was saying sours can have higher ABVs,
right,
because once again they don't have that wild yeast.
You can have an 8% sour. Like,
Right.
Who cares? Yeah.
But they're still gonna hit a lot of the same tart sour spots on your tongue. So like taste wise, you know, if you like those sour tart beers, you're gonna like probably both of them.
Right.
But it has to do with the actual like recipe of it. Which is most beers, surprisingly. Yeah, that's the difference.
Surprisingly, that's really
That
what
is the difference
separates all
between-
beers is that recipe thing.
It's
Yeah.
just and the way they brew it. All right. I miss whatever Vero just said.
She said this beer was made in a cauldron.
I want that to be true.
I love how much that Vero hates this beer without even knowing what she thinks about it. Because as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, no, this is not going to work for her.
Coriander, it's really not her jam.
Well, speaking of talking about this beer, I think it's time to
Let's
review
do
it.
it. Let's review it.
Did it play?
You
Did it
what?
play? Did it play?
It did.
Yeah, it did. And I'm glad that it played because I whispered something to Tiffany that with a microphone would have come across very clear. So
Ooh.
You should tell everyone.
No.
I will tell everyone.
That's for our Saturday night show, which comes on way later.
It's our after we just watch the episode and just trash it the whole time. It's a great
Saturday
show.
night we do a show called Hung Like Mr. Cooper, and it's a lot of nudity. It's not great.
He just said he liked the beer.
Yeah, all I did was whisper, I fucking love this beer.
Well,
I'm so excited because I went into this beer thinking 100% that it was going to be garbage.
so remind everyone about the beer we are reviewing.
Yes.
Yep, got it.
This is the portion of the show where we start reviewing this beer. Tonight we're doing it's so bright.
Oh, wait. No,
Chaos Gose from
This
Alewife out of Queens, New York.
Correct.
And I'm excited to talk about this one.
Okay.
So about you guys, Daniel,
No.
go. I know you want to talk about it. Go.
No, I want you to go first.
No, I'm more excited to like talk about this one. So
Okay.
like, let me hear what you think.
Fair. I really like this beer mainly because I thought it was going to be really tart, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
So with the lime,
And the coconut.
yeah. Well, if you put the lime in the coconut,
And
it
you
makes a different beer. But
Make it all.
with some of the herbal quality of this one, I think it cuts a lot of the actual tartness that probably would have came through on this beer without that, which makes it fantastic. Because I'm not like a sour or tart person in general. Like,
Yeah, you are.
no, like candy,
Oh.
anything like that.
Not
like that.
personality.
Yeah, not personality. Like
Sorry.
real world.
I thought we
application.
were.
Yeah. I don't like sour candies. Anything that's really abrasive like that. Like, has never been my thing, even since I was a little kid. But in the beer world, like you gotta try sours. You gotta drink Gose. Like, you gotta find out like why or you do or don't like something. I'm really excited that this isn't as tart as I thought it was going to be, and it comes across way more spicy, which I fucking
No,
love.
I don't get any spice. It's
What?
definitely salty. It's like, it's not sour, it's salty, which
Mm.
I mean, it's got, so I taste the Thai basil.
Yeah.
That's what I taste the most.
Is basil
Yeah.
not?
Well, there's different versions of basil, but the Thai variant is one you put in pho, which you don't eat.
Yeah. Well, the only Thai I do is kickboxing, so
You don't do that.
I know, but it's not a good. Anyway, I dig this beer. I think it's way better than I expected, which is always fun for me, especially for the style of the beer. So, like, trying to gauge the style of the beer against the style of the beer. It's not very tart. It doesn't come across sour, which I enjoy about it. Some people may dislike it for that reason if they're looking for an actual like really tart Gose. And according to Vero, this is one in a series.
Mm-hmm.
So that they've been adding to this original Gose recipe and doing different adjuncts with it, which is fun. But I dig this adjunct. I'm gonna give it a 4.
That's it.
Oh,
A
nice.
4.
With how you like talked it up, I thought for sure this was going to be a higher score.
That's
from
really
you.
high for me for this
For a
style of beer.
Gose.
Yeah, exactly.
But
You go through my Untappd if you have extra time and you want to look through 3,200 beers. Usually my Gose scores are a little lower than that. So now you know. The more you know.
True.
Little shooting star.
I'll go next, and we'll let Tiffany close it out.
Thank God.
First off, can art. I can't tell if I love it or hate it, and for that reason, I kind of love it.
Okay.
Can't really read it, but there's just something about it. It's messy and great, and it kind of fits the Thai basil lime kind of aspect.
What's the name of the beer?
Chaos.
Oh yeah, it should be hard to follow. Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of works. The text is almost like video game action movie, which I'm all right with. As far as the beer goes, I love that it's like Thai basil. They didn't just go with regular basil. I think that little added thing really is kind of cool. I will be honest. If you watch back to when I first opened up this beer, I took a smell of it and I literally went, oh, because it was like it smells weird. It had like a hit where I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna like this, but I love it. I really do. It even the first sip, I was still like kind of like it wasn't quite like I think the smell really hit me hard, and so like even tasting it the first time, which is why I'm glad we drink more of it, because as I kept drinking it, I kept loving it more and more. Like you said, Daniel, it's not overly sour, which is super nice. It's kind of like the basil gives it that like almost like garden type feel, a little more earthy feel. So I'm a big fan of this beer as well. I'm going to give this a 4.25.
Interesting. I did not expect.
And that's because of it, the Gose as well.
Right.
Because like this is a good Gose. Like, and I don't think I've had a better Gose I haven't had that many.
Well, you had the pickle beer. That was technically a Gose.
Yeah, that was a 5. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's a game changer, and that's fair.
So a little Thai basil lime, 4.25. I think this is a great beer.
Nice.
So I also first sip was like, whoa, what is going on with this beer? I didn't think I was gonna like it either. It has 100% grown on me. I do like that it's once again like more of a salty versus a sour, like puckery.
Sorry, hold on. This has popped up. Yeah, no. It's a 2.5.
That's a no from me, dog.
She said it's very basil, a bit of coriander, so basically soap flavor. Everybody's got a different palate.
Wait. So for those of you who may or may not purchase Mrs. Meyer's dish soap, they do have like
No
a
one does.
basil like scent, and that makes so much sense to me. The fact that she says like drinking a carbonated one.
So if you're one of those people where coriander tastes like soap, probably not the beer for you.
Right. But yeah, I am not that person. I even had cilantro earlier on my dinner. So big fan. And I really like this one. And like I said, it's grown on me. I do like the herbal aspect. I thought that I wouldn't, like I said, off that first sip.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. Like I'm very torn at giving it like a really high score, or like trying to mediate where you guys are.
Go with your heart.
Go with what you got. It's up
I
to
don't
you.
really have a heart. It's an ice pump.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
I will say this is one of the most unique beers we've had in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Sorry. The other unique one was the spice beer from
the tamarind.
The tamarind one.
Which
that
is
was
technically
like this spicy and like had this much like flavor.
Tamarind is one of like when it's a young fruit and it's not quite ripe.
I would 100% drink this again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Easy. This would be a great summer beer.
Yep.
I drink this all the time.
Yeah. I'm gonna just 4.25, but I'm gonna really fast. So the tamarind is one of like the natural sour like fruits and things that you'll find. So like, you know, you've got like your vinegar, your citrus fruits. It's tamarind, like cranberries, like tart cherries. Anyway, so the tamarind, in theory, should have had that same. But that one was just a weird. What else was it with?
I dug that one too.
That one was a weird one for me.
It was turmeric.
It was not for me.
Yeah, it had turmeric in it.
So the one we had last night was a turmeric ginger.
I know,
beer.
and I dug that one too.
That one was weird. I still gave it a 3.25 because I'm pretty sure I'd drink it again. But
no, I dug it.
It was a weird one.
It's right up my alley.
But yeah, I am kind of liking the like beers that are coming out that are unique but not too crazy. Like they only have a couple flavors in them versus like let's throw the whole kitchen sink in there.
Yeah.
Or we're trying to clean out our fridges. Everyone just bring your shit.
Right.
So yeah, 4.25. I like this one. I like that it's salty. It's very refreshing. This is a good summer beer.
This is definitely one of those ones I would recommend people find. It's so interesting.
I would like to try their regular Gose. I think.
Oh yeah, since the regular Gose is the base of this, I would be interested to try that. Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Well, so tonight we gave Chaos Gose from Alewife.
Somewhere.
So bright. A 4.25. That's a great score for our show.
Yeah.
Out of 5 bottle caps.
5 bottle caps, by the way, is the pinnacle of success.
Pickle beer.
Yeah, that's when you reach pickle beer status.
Well, now this part of the show, we got to find out what other people think of this beer. And I think this one could lead to some interesting Untappd reviews.
Yes.
So this is a part of the show where we dig through Untappd, which is every brewer's favorite thing.
Yes.
They love when people just tell them how they feel about their beers that they worked hard on. So let's find out if the way we felt about this beer, other people felt that way. Because I think this one could really go either way.
I think so as well.
Let's see the first one.
Herb is in my beer. I like.
Yeah.
Okay, Carlos.
And I think that's exactly it. You're either going to love that or you're not going to love that at all.
Yeah, I think this is a weed reference. I don't think he loves herbs in his food or anything. I think he's talking about the herb. So I'm going to give Carlos the benefit of the doubt and think he's a raging pothead.
Here's my question, though, with what Carlos said. He did it as a taster. Do you think that your score would be just as high had you had this as a taster?
No, not at all. It would be lower.
It would be same. Yeah. Mine would be so much lower.
Yeah.
And it's starting to make me rethink the taster game because of that exact reason.
Yeah. Yes and no. But I think like when we do tasters, you do the same thing. You like a small sip of it, just get a feel for it, and then come back to it after you've tried another beer, so you can weigh them against each other, at least, if nothing else.
Yeah,
I'm closing this out. When you do tasters, do you jump around?
Oh, 100%.
What's your taster game?
Yeah, so
Isn't
taster
that-
game is so we're at the Untapped taster game where we've had a lot of beer, so I just need 7 of your new beers that I've never had, and I can't drink 7 full beers and still be driving around and being an idiot.
I like to get I try to keep like
Within
color
the same
variants
world
together, or
Okay.
so like if I can,
Yeah, I'm not getting like a dark stout and then like an IPA and then a fruited
Yeah.
sour and
And
being
then
like,
Sure.
whoa.
And then if
I
I'm going
mean-
to taste multiple ones, I'll usually start with like the lagers, like the really easy variants. And I usually won't go with the higher ABV or higher
Have you not read
IBU,
my blog?
which is like, I usually
It's
say
not
like
on the website.
IPAs and stuff for last, because those ones are going to be much more,
Hot burn.
yeah, you're going to get a hot burn.
See, that's interesting because I think I need to fix my taster game, because I'm normally, I think, in my old school ways, would just go light to dark. But
Okay.
I think, Tiffany, I think what you're saying is absolutely right. You actually want to go more simplified to bold in a sense, right?
Yeah, as far as flavor goes, because otherwise you will just destroy.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
destroy it. So interesting. These are things I've never thought about. So
This is a big NBC episode for you. I
Yeah.
feel
this
like.
is. I'm learning a lot tonight. Like, I'm hanging with Mr. Cooper tonight. You know?
But you're not hung like Mr. Cooper, which is
Yeah,
a
no,
whole different
abs-
episode.
Absolutely not.
Good Lord, no. At least I'm assuming,
Yeah.
based off his general stature. Mark Curry, if you're what? Oh no! All right.
That is a very unique flavor profile for a beer. You get both the basil and
I like the Lay's
you get
bowl.
the
You
I
get
guess
the
I should have been
Lay's
drinking out of my
basil
wine glass tonight.
and the lime at different times. Lime up front, basil on the end. I love the creativity, the 6 or even a 4-pack. I mean, so for me, I would definitely buy the 4-pack, but I would not drink them all at the same time.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
agree.
no.
This
This
is
one sits
like
in the fridge for a while.
like
Yeah,
a
this is
a summer beer. I want to have one, or honestly, tacos. If you're having tacos, like
No, this goes with pho.
yeah. Again, I don't know what
Or
you
like
even.
the
I
summer
don't
rolls.
even know what you just said.
Summer
much
rolls?
less what
Yeah.
food that is. Like, did you stutter?
PHO.
PHO. No, but I mean, I think we can all agree with that statement a little bit, though.
Oh,
Tastes
yeah.
like spicy bubble water, but delicious instead of disgusting. Light and tasty. I like it very much.
However, on the 9th of April this year, he earned his first. Her
Well, you don't know
first.
that.
True
True.
story.
Sorry.
Dark Shadow earned their first riding steady badge, which means that's 5 beers of less than 5.5. Is that what
so
the riding
maybe
steady
they
badge?
just drink a lot.
They just crush heavy beers, and then this is their 5th light beer.
Yeah.
No,
I'm so impressed by your badge game, Daniel. The fact that you know what these are is fascinating to me.
why the hell else would I use the app?
I'm
I'm
only on the app because you two told me to be on it, and we are.
I want a Untapped, if you're watching, which I assume you are because you don't respond to my emails, which means you're so busy watching my show. That being said, I want like a Boy Scout badge vest NFT from Untapped that's individual to each. On it, you can put it on in the metaverse.
Sash.
Here's a fucking $30 million idea. Nike just sold a $90 million pair of shoes in the metaverse. Give me a Boy Scout badge with all my badges on it, damn it.
I do know you love the Boy Scouts. And next,
Tasty goes a lot lime, but a subtle basil hit. Paired nicely with some curry.
oh yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That does
that
make
would.
sense.
So
I don't know if it's subtle basil though. I think this.
No,
thing
I get
hits
a
hard.
lot of
It's,
basil
mine
on
is
it.
mostly basil. I
Yeah.
mean, the lime
Yeah.
and like the saltiness is. I think the
I found it
lime
the
is-
opposite.
Yeah, I
I found
think
the
lime
lime
is-
on the back.
Yep, me too.
However, let's talk about like the light emoji game involved here. So a lot of lime, but a subtle basil hit. Like you don't need to put if you're going to use the word
Basil plant.
Don't
hit.
use the picture
Yeah,
of
because
it.
they had to type it out twice. So
Right. This is stupid. I hate the internet so much.
well, their name is also Cage. So
Which I have so many notes.
Yeah.
one more.
All right. Tastes more herbal than basil. Feeling a little let down because this combo had potential.
Oh, well, good.
No, I
Brew your own
disagree
beer then,
completely.
dickwad.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Tom. Why?
You
Tom,
bought it
why
at a
are you
grocery
posting?
store in Brooklyn.
Bought it at Tap Room. That's online.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Tom
Delivery
looks
service.
a little young to be drinking and to be a supporter of Untappd.
It's a very cute bowl cut.
And who'd he
though.
tag? His mother?
So those are the Untappd reviews. We do them because brewers love them.
Yes.
All right. Moving on. We've got one last section of the show before we call it a night.
Oh,
Hope
shit.
you've prepared yourselves for this
Yes,
one.
I did. I've been thinking about... I've obviously been thinking about this all week.
So what is this portion of the show?
Oh, this is the portion of the show, if you're unfamiliar with it, where we take something from either the week, the month, the year, our entire lifespan, the entire history of the universe, if you're that smart, God, and talk about what we wish was beer versus what it actually was. Could be anything. For Tiffany, it's usually political. For me, it's usually, I assume, sunscreen, because he didn't use any the whole time he was out of town.
Mine is not political.
Yours is not political?
No.
Oh, God.
There's
I'm
a lot
wow.
going on this year.
I think Tiffany's going first.
Tiffany's going first. Yeah, I was caught off guard.
Rare.
No, mine is actually very easy. I wish work after 5 p.m. was beer, because then I would have a beer after 5 p.m. instead of working until like 10.
This is very true.
Multiple days this week.
Shut the show down. Tiffany's come full circle.
We're done. See you guys later. This
It was over.
fun.
It's all been done.
All right.
It's all been done.
Bye, everyone.
All right, back it up.
Oh, spilled a little of my beer sitting back down.
Yep.
Okay, your turn. One of you.
Me or Phil?
I don't know.
I'll
Rose
go.
Jimbo.
Okay.
I wish unpacking was beer, because if I had a bunch of beer, I'd drink it. But if it comes to unpacking, it's just going to sit there for a long time. So,
This
that's
makes
where I'm at.
good sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Andy wishes YouTube comments for beer because I can clean up beer when I make a mess. See last week's show for reference.
This is very true.
What did it take Andy like 4 times and
God.
still not write it correctly?
Correct.
There may have been some drinking.
Yes. I enjoy
What?
that, though, because it just means everybody else is drinking as well, which
Yes.
is encouraging.
It's the best.
Vero wishes coriander and cilantro as beer. This is self-explanatory. Thank you.
It's because she loves it, so she wants coriander and cilantro beer flavors.
Technically, now that we've had this beer, it is beer.
Oh,
If you want to get into the
Schrodinger's cat. Sorry, is it your turn?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
going to say that, but I was going to make a different reference. So you just photobombed it with actual information, and I was going to lie about it. All right. What are we doing? Wish you were beer?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. What do you wish was
Yeah,
beer?
cool. I just wish miles driven were beer, because if that were the case, I would have had close to
You wouldn't have made
400
it home.
400 beers this week, which is actually pretty accurate. So
Okay.
You've just been driving a lot?
I've been doing a lot of driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Some sightseeing. Town to town.
Yeah.
No.
Good times.
It is good times.
That's it. That's
What?
a wrap.
No, it's not a wrap.
Oh.
What the hell are we doing next week?
Just kidding.
Oh, yeah, Tiffany, you want to just close out the show? Just
Yeah,
get the
oh, yeah,
broadcast
great.
item?
That
No, what are we
is
doing
so
next
well.
week? I didn't bring it with me.
We're not. We talked about this before.
Oh,
the show.
yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
So, next week is a big time, because you know what? We're nailing holidays this year for our show.
Yeah. They're all
'Cause we were-
falling on the same.
We were here for St. Patrick's Day, which was a
Correct.
blast. And now, oh, wait, we got one more.
Yeah, sorry. Came in late.
I wish the rest of my school year was beer.
Wish
was
you were
good.
Jack.
Should you be drinking, Jack, if you're still in school? Oh, no, wait. No. Never mind. I know.
He
you.
does look very young in his photo.
He's a teacher. He's a teacher.
His little baby face in his photo.
I love it.
So, next week is...
Cinco de Mayo.
So
I
we
was
are
gonna-
doing a Cinco de Mayo show. Bring your favorite Mexican lager, or just Mexican beer, I guess, in general, right?
Or just
Is there-
beer. Just bring beer.
Yeah, I think bring a Mexican beer or a Mexican lager specifically. Make sure you tell us what you're having, so that we can kind of keep up on everybody and what they're having and where they found it, because that's always fun, because we'll get a different beer than some of y'all can get in your area or vice versa. So it's always fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the two of you bring, because are you each going to have different ones so we can?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
ditch you, and I'm gonna go find myself some beers.
Yeah.
And then not give you any of them.
That's fine.
This is a great show too, because everyone can tell us what they're having. Because no one really ever tells us what they're drinking.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah. Well, it's because they're
really
not drinking. I'm
dropping
on
the
the
ball.
party. Yeah.
I know for a fact you don't party, Jack.
Ooh,
For the most obscure beer next week.
Ooh,
Look
maybe
for
a
it.
Wish You Were a Beer shirt.
or maybe we'll send out some cool stickers to everyone who tells us what they're drinking. That's a lot of stickers.
Let's talk about this after the show, because I don't know if we have the type of funds to swing 5 stickers.
We will have a prize for something next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you tell us what beer you're having and you tell us a lot about it.
It's a signed copy of Hung Like Mr. Cooper. I'm on the cover, naturally.
And whoever wins, if they want, can come on the show to really tell us about that beer.
Oh, that would be fun.
That's a good one.
That's always fun.
Yeah, if you have the coolest beer, you get to come on and tell us about it.
But we're the judges.
We'll send you
of
something
coolest
too.
Beer.
We will send.
And be prepared. So have those webcams ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dig it. All right. So that being said, please join us next week when we do a Mexican lager of some sort. Bring your own. We're gonna bring our own. Let's talk about it. Let's see what you guys get.
BYOB.
Yeah. BYOML. Bring your own Mexican lager. God, that took way more thought than it should have. That being said, I just want to say thank you for everybody for stopping by. Make sure that you like and subscribe here on YouTube or Twitter, anywhere else that you're actually getting it through. Go to our Instagram, check us out there, follow along, and you can follow the individual beer adventures we get to have as well.
One more thing.
I'm
going to interrupt you because I think this is huge news.
Yeah.
So when we posted about the show, Alewife did post our post on their Instagram account.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who is watching currently, go on that post and comment about how you just watched the show, how much you love the show.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So find
would be awesome. So
find Alewife on Instagram. Let them know that you enjoyed the show. Let them know that we really liked the beer, because that's always a big one. I think people are nervous about on being on the show directly, is that we might just trash their beer, which when it does happen, we will. We've been fortunate as of late. We've had a lot of good beers, which is great.
Yeah, the only one I didn't like was that coriander, or not coriander, the tamarind.
That's Alewife. No.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the tamarind one, the whatever we got.
Yeah, that was my jam.
I think that was the only one.
So that being said, again, thank you. Follow along all our different social medias. Make sure you like, subscribe, all our different pages, all the dumb shit that David Dorbick talks about, or whoever else is famous on YouTube. But you know,
I know that
it does help. Yeah, well, he's kind of a thing.
Does he unbox things?
We'll see you guys next week. Please enjoy the rest of your evenings. Come back next week with a Mexican lager.